Hey there, Doug. It's me, Hunter, and thank you so much for tuning in once again. Today we have actually a couple of things to cover, but first and foremost being the roller coaster of emotions that we've been going through, starting with Riot's announcement of MSI2021 and the Valorant Champions Tour, both happening in Iceland in May of 2021. We had a couple of really cool announcement videos, and it was awesome to see Riot's initiative in making sure a LAN happened for both League of Legends and Valorant this year. It makes you realize that they really do understand the importance of these events, and it also makes you realize that, dang, it has been, such a long freaking time since we have had anything like this. This past year has just been wild because LANs have not been present in any form almost. Obviously, some people have been able to work it out. We had Worlds, all that good stuff, but it would be so nice to get LANs back. And again, obviously, this wouldn't be like a normal thing that everyone could go to. It would still be pretty selective as far as who is actually present, but just the fact that they're having, attempting to have at least a LAN for both Valorant for the first time and then League of Legends with MSI 2021 is amazing. And Travis Gafford had a great interview actually with Nas from Riot Games about the decision to take it to Iceland.
Yeah, so why was it Iceland that you guys were able to choose out of all the different locations?
So this was a bit of a process. It was actually a two-part process in terms of how we came to narrow down and select Iceland. The first is working with a risk assessment agency. So they essentially go out and landscape the world for us to find out, where, to essentially create a short list for us of, hey, where are the best places from an overall COVID protocol standpoint? They look at case counts, they look at each location's COVID policies to maintain safety. And then so based on that criteria, they came back with a list of 5 candidates, of which Iceland was one. A second agency, which is our host region bidding agency. And so they go out and essentially establish a dialogue with the governments and authorities of each of those potential locations to assess essentially whether those locations can meet our criteria, how they could best support us, et cetera. And so Iceland, their government authorities, their health authorities have been really, really supportive and collaborative to help us really operationalize the event. The reason that we're doing them in the same location and essentially back to back really is the operational efficiency during COVID, where obviously having people travel and quarantine and be in a certain location, it just made sense to be able to pair the two events so that we can leverage folks that will be on the ground for League as we head into Masters too.
So that was pretty cool to listen to and just to be able to hear kind of the thought process behind the entire decision. Things were looking so bright for us, right? They were so bright we could see it in the future. May 2021, we were ready. But then Mother Nature decided to strike back, to come out of nowhere and throw a freaking volcano into the mix. That's right. Scientists in Iceland then announced that just 20 miles south of Reykjavik, the city where these events would be held, that activity around the volcano is suggesting it might eventually erupt. And so honestly, we kind of just have to wait and see what ends up happening, if it erupts sooner or later, or if it does at all, and then what kind of effects that it has on the surrounding area. Because obviously, if it's happening closer to the event, it might be a bit of a problem for these plans that we just had announced to us about MSI 2021 and the Valorant Championship Tour. Next up, we have yet another clip actually from Travis Gafford talking about TSM Reggie in the conclusion, finally, to this whole Twitter beef drama.
But there was some speculation on the last Hotline League that Andy could have gotten fined for what he did with Vulcan. And I guess I can say now that I've reached out to Riot, who confirmed that he did get fined $5,000 for conduct unbecoming. So yeah, that's the news there.
So, yep, there it is. We hear that Reggie got fined $5,000 for his tweet to Vulcan, where he was saying that he would end up getting paid minimum if the league disappeared, and people took that as him making minimum wage, obviously, and saying he would work at McDonald's. All the jokes and memes started appearing. Underneath this, we even got Carlos memeing himself about the 5.5K, which was pretty funny. And really, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like people are kind of upset saying like, oh, 5K, that's not enough for someone like Reggie, like for a team owner, like he's got that, no big deal. But I mean, hey, guys, he had to pay $5,000 for a tweet. So I think I can live with it. You know, like $5,000 for a tweet, ooh, that's gotta hurt the pockets or the pride, or just like it hurts a little bit. No matter who you are, that's gonna hurt. That's all I've got for you guys today. Until next time, folks, be safe, be smart, behave, and I'll catch you later.